Hi Keegan. It's been a pleasure working with you and staying in the same house. I just wanted to say that. My first question was actually that you have a very interesting background in the sense that you are a pre-med student and you're very creative. So I wanted to ask you if your chemistry courses and all the science stuff that you're studying, does it influence your drawings? Because there are people who actually their work seeps into their life. So does that happen to you?
I think in respect to the fact that I like to draw human anatomy, I love to draw whatever I see in nature. I do feel like that is connected to the pre-med curriculum, the science curriculum. But also, I think that when you're studying science, there's this emphasis on picking apart the processes of how things happen, as well as the smallest details, because they all add up to the whole. So, in my work, I try to take on the same approach. I don't try to neglect any part of the artwork. I like to finish each bit and be happy with the sum of the parts.
Since you mentioned a very scientific approach in a way to your work, my next question was, have you ever thought of just working with colors, sort of going wild, because you mentioned that in your family, your brother for instance, draws like that. And all your drawings I've noticed are people, there's a figure, so have you thought of abstract, just because right now your art is very constrained in some ways. Not constrained, like it has figures, it has anatomy, as you said. But have you worked on something which is very wild and free, like the equivalent of free verse in a way?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I tend to think that artwork that is creative and shows imagination is the best kind of artwork, and I do constrain myself to realism often. But I also love to draw caricatures, and I love to draw strange anatomical positions, and I like to play around with imagining a figure in something beyond its body or something more than you would expect. So I have sort of done that, but I've never taken it on as a serious endeavor. It's always been something I do between more serious painting and drawings as kind of a relief. And I'm actually going to be completing my senior art thesis this upcoming semester, and I'm hoping to branch out and try to combine those two styles. So more figurative work and then more abstracted work.
So you mentioned that you're going to combine two styles, but how do you see yourself in the future? And also, being a medical student is hours and hours of studying, and even here at the residency, you put in a fairly large chunk of time. So what do you see yourself about? Do you think that you will continue with the art? I know you write as well. Do you think you will start writing more? Or are you going to focus on how are you going to keep balancing?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I don't really have the answer. All I can say is that I feel very downtrodden when I'm not creating, and so I do try to balance my studies with those creative pursuits. And I don't know if I'll ever take it beyond a hobby or something I do for relaxation. But I've also considered trying scientific illustration on the side or doing any sort of illustration. Is just trying that as a professional, in addition to doing medicine. But of course, I have to carve out the time to do that. So that's a good question. I'm not sure.
Okay, well, all the best. I think you should keep drawing, and even your writing is great. So good luck for the future.
Okay.
Thank you.
Finito.
So I worked on sort of this hodgepodge of work in a number of different mediums, and before this trip I really wanted to test my ability in a few mediums I was really not practiced at. So I tried to do some painting, I tried to do some oil pastel work. I stuck to my guns and did some graphite and charcoal work as well. And I also had this project of a notebook with these square pages that I tried to fill a page every few days. And the idea behind that was that I would capture these different scenes of Tuscany, these different places. So I can show that. So this, for instance, is the local butcher shop. A scene of a man fishing. And this piece is unfinished at the moment, but this is an abbey from nearby. And I took on some more technical work.
Okay.
So you can see with drawing like this, I spent probably, I'd say 15 hours just getting the detail of the trees and making sure the image was complete to my satisfaction. And I have this tendency to do that, to kind of dive into my work and spend a long time on it. So I have a lot of unfinished projects here, which is why I only have a few out for display at the moment. I also completed a drawing of the famous dog, Ugo, which is a present for Mima and Duccio. And yeah, I'm really glad I had this experience. I think I've learned a lot about the way I make art, and I've learned a lot of patience in the process, because I wasn't looking for instantaneous satisfaction on things. I really took my time to finish pieces of artwork, and again, I'm glad to have had this opportunity.
Okay.